flicker method. Guys, I'm going to tell you the best thing you could possibly do. This always sets the tone. Why, Coach? Why are you telling us this? I'm going to show you. So the flea flicker is essentially a play in NFL. Essentially, you give the ball, right? This is the quarterback. You give the ball to the running back goes here. The QB rolls out. As the running back is about to go through the ball, through the gap, he pitches the ball back. And usually, his receiver is open. What do you mean? Can you break this down? Can you break it some more so I can understand? Guys, when you're in a relationship with a girl, and sometimes you gotta mix it up. And sometimes being the bad guy is the best thing you can do. So what do you mean? Sometimes you have to tell her no. Sometimes you have to literally put her in her place so she can understand. Why? Because as a QB in this situation, you are trying to score. The team is trying to score. But when you take the ball and you become the running back in a situation, hey, we're doing the same thing. I have to remind her, hey, we're not playing the same game here. Don't get too comfortable. And the reason for it is because a lot of guys are in relationships not speaking on what they should be speaking on, are too afraid of being the bad guy in her story. You know what happens? When this play works, usually 10 out of 10 times it's going to work. And they score on this play right here. And they get points on the board because they decided to risk. They decided to risk it. As a team, they decided to risk it. If you're not utilizing the method of saying, hey, I'm going to have to be mean, but at the end of the day, it's going to get you better. The other team, when you score on this, i.e., when you score on this, all these players, i.e., the girlfriend, right? She's going to be baffled. But at the end of the day, she's going to have more respect for you because you decided to switch up the playbook. I want you guys to really understand that. She decided to respect you more because you decided to do the riskiest move on her. Oh, he never puts me in his place. He never says no to me. And then one day, you say, I'm not doing that. Stop saying this around me. All of a sudden, she's going to her friends, like, he spoke up, he said something. But I'm trying to tell you guys, most guys, this is for the guys that don't say nothing to their girls. They usually just over here comfortable, just happy-go-lucky. Hey, we're running the same play. We're just jogging down the field. Okay, we're good. This is for the guys that are too comfortable in a relationship. This is for the guys that didn't make the standard of being that guy, that hard knock guy. A lot of teams, when they're the bullies on the team, when they're that team in the league, everybody fears them. They revere them. They're like, oh my gosh, we gotta face them. That's who we gotta face. If you don't set that as a precedent, then you have to use the flea flicker method. Because not only is she thinking, you think to yourself, how many times have I risked this relationship? How many times have I said the thing I needed to say or I wanted to say? Because if I don't say it in your mind, you're like, if I don't say it, you know, maybe she may leave me. If I say these things, she's gonna leave me. But it's usually the opposite. So I want you guys to allow yourself to utilize this method. Always, not always, but in terms of saying, hey, I'm gonna set the precedent, you need to start looking out for what I'm about to do in this situation, or saying, hey, I'm not gonna do this, because a lot of times you guys will look at disrespect and be like, oh, she's just being funny. She's disrespecting you because you never put her in a place. Point blank period. That's it. But as soon as you decide to pull out this playbook and say, hey, I'm not playing that game, and I'm not playing that, so she's gonna respect you because you risked it and you scored. Because in the long run, she's gonna be like, oh, he can leave me. Oh, he's not gonna just let me walk all over her. You know, she's not gonna let, you know, she's saying this to her friends. She's saying all this and saying, oh yeah, he's one of them. If I do something bad, he's gonna tell me I'm doing something wrong. That's how you get more respect. But if you are in a relationship and you're actively just playing the card and just going with your day, and you feel that's okay without saying anything, without checking her in certain situations, ask anybody that's ever been in a relationship. Any long-term relationship. How many times does a guy tell her, hey, that's not the wrong thing? That's the wrong thing you're doing. Ask how long you been in a relationship for. Lock in. So for the guys, always utilize this method. You gotta go in. When she thinks everything is sweet, you gotta put her in her place. You gotta try the method. When you get that ball back, you know you gotta score, because the score at TD is the respect that she's gonna have for you. And that's how the relationship lasts longer. It always works, I'm telling you guys. Yeah, I'm putting in this logic, but I want you guys to understand and get it. Play the game, understand. Regardless of at the end of the day, the relationship is always gonna be a long game of football. And you cannot fold. You gotta be poised. You gotta be confident in yourself. And you gotta make sure you're scoring all the time. So believe it or not, class is closed.